Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you have less than perfect credit and you have a high debt to income ratio over 60%, I'm going to show you some of the best places you possibly can get a loan. Now, the first one is Zippy Loans. Now, here's the thing about it with Zippy Loans, it's not a direct lender. Okay, they are a platform. But the good part about this here platform is that they also work with tribal lenders. Okay. And so with tribal lenders, unlike the banks and credit unions, they're more flexible to be able to give you a loan when you have bad credit, low income, high debt to income ratio. Okay. And I'll share some of those with you. But Zippy Loans is a platform that you can just put in your information. Their loans go from 100 up to $15,000. And again, in terms of worrying about a hard pull on the credit and stuff like that, with a lot of these lenders, they're using third party financial credit bureaus. So you don't have to worry about the hard pull on the credit. The next lender you may want to check out is Opportune for a personal loan. And as you can see, they go from 300 up to 10,000. But the reason I favor them is because they are a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institute. And even if you have a minimum income of at least $500 after taxes, they are willing to work with you. Most of these lenders I'm going to share with you, they usually want you to have a minimum of income at least $1,000 after taxes. But Opportune, they work with people with a minimum income after taxes of $500. Okay, and you can also pre-qualify for this. Now, another lender for you guys that are in the gig economy, your entrepreneurs and things of that nature, but you don't have like regular payroll and things of that nature, then you may want to check out Giggle Finance. Now, the thing about it with Giggle Finance, you can see they used to be up to only $5,000. Now they're going all the way up to $20,000. And as you can see, it's no credit requirement. Now, here's the thing about it. I want to explain to you about this. The minimum income you need to have to be able to qualify with them is usually about $1,500 a month. Okay, you need to be receiving that income for at least 90 days in the gig economy. All right, so that's the thing about it. A lot of people they leave a lot of money on the table because they don't have a registered business. With Giggle Finance, you don't have to have a registered business if you're in the gig economy, just as long as you're able to show proof that you are actually bringing in that type of money. And again, it's not focused on the personal credit. This is focused more on what the business is doing. Okay. So if that's you and you need a loan, then Giggle Finance definitely is one of those places you want to take a look. Now, before you guys that are W 2 workers go out and get these high interest rate loans that I'm talking about, make sure you get this free interest rate loan. And this is through your employer using your W 2. Okay, that's where you can file exempt. Okay, when you file exempt, the IRS are no longer going to take taxes out of your check. That way, you're bringing home a bigger paycheck to get caught up on some bills. All right. So this is one of the easiest loans anybody can get that's working. Okay. Now, another resource for you guys that need help with catching up on your rent or food or utilities, you can go to findhelp.org. Okay. And you'll put your zip code in like I did here for St. Louis. It told me that it had 2,545 programs available to help with rent and different resources. Okay. So this is one resource I would definitely tell you guys to do not overlook this. This is very important. Some of you guys that again that are in the gig economy and you need to show proof of income, but you don't have payroll or pay stubs, we are offering a promotional for 6 months free payroll and pay stubs. Plus, we're giving you a 30-minute consultation once you actually qualify to sign up for our payroll and pay stubs promotion. Okay, this is very helpful, especially if you're trying to get qualified to buy a car, or you're trying to get yourself in a new apartment, or you're trying to qualify for a business loan, but you can't show proof of income, this is that program that you want. So if I were you and you have the opportunity, take advantage of this. Plus, we're actually offering you a free credit repair evaluation. Once you qualify for the other services, we actually give you a free credit repair evaluation as well. Another lender I'd like to talk about is Avant. Avant, they definitely can help you with personal loans. Now, the minimum credit score usually is about a 580 credit score, but you can do a pre-approval to see if you qualify. And as you can see, their loans go from 2,000 up to 3,500. Now, the minimum income, I would tell you, if you're trying to approach Avant, the minimum income I would have is at least $1,200 after taxes. Okay, so that way you know that you have enough income to show proof of repayment. All right, now here's another platform that uses tribal lenders as well. This is low credit finance, and they offer loans up to $50,000. And again, the reason I like these here type of platforms is because look at the interest rate. All right, so that's what I like. 5.99 to 35.99 is very hard to come across, especially when you have bad credit, you have low income, to be able to qualify for these type of loans with low interest rates. Now, I was telling you about tribal lenders. Let's look at Max Personal Loans. This is a tribal lender. And as you can see, their loans go from 2,600 up to $50,000. Now, they work with any type of credit, okay? So they do not push you away because you have bad credit. One of the things I continue to tell you guys, 90% of the time when most people end up getting denied for credit, especially when these easy approval platforms, it's not because of the credit score. It may be because you have multiple loans that you already have out. I said multiple, so at least two or more, so that you can have clarification of that, or the information on the application when they're looking at the third party financial credit bureaus is not matching up. Okay. And again, the other criteria is making sure that you have the minimum income requirements to meet. And again, for a platform like this, you usually want to have at least $1,000 after taxes in order to approve. Now, let me show you in terms of which states they actually operate in, because that plays a big factor in this as well. These are all the states that they actually operate in. And one of the ones that I do like for New York, a lot of people in New York, they have a very hard time trying to qualify or find a loan, especially like with payday loans and things of that nature. They can't find a loan. Well, Max Personal Loans may be the answer for you guys that are in New York. Another platform you want to check out is Cash.USA. As you can see, they go up to $10,000. Again, it's one of these lenders that use tribal lenders in order to help you qualify. Another lender for you guys to check out is One Main Financial. And as you can see here, they do offer the personal loans from 1,500 up to $20,000. All right. But the good part about it is that, again, you can see that their interest rates are not as high as well. And the thing about it, in reference to debt to income ratio, this is one of the biggest challenges with a lot of people, is that they have too high of a debt to income ratio to qualify with their banks and credit unions. So your debt to income ratio, if it's above 60%, then this is a lender that you want to check out. Another lender you want to check out is Upgrade. Upgrade offers personal loans from 1,000 up to $50,000 as well. Now, here's the thing about it. Again, they use a TransUnion FICO 9, which is a low hanging fruit, meaning that it's okay that you have the rental payments on the credit file. It's okay to have the authorized users on the credit file, the utility bills, the subscriptions. They will still work with you. Now, they state that their minimum credit score is a 560. Now, I would tell you, if you're going to be applying for this type of lender, make sure that the income that you have is at least $30,000 annually. Okay, so that way you know you have a higher chance of approval, and make sure that you have at least the minimum of two accounts and the credit file is at least 2 years old in order to qualify for their loan. Okay, now one other thing I wanted to tell you all, their debt to income ratio is up to 75%. All right, and that's including if you have a mortgage. There's another lender if you have a high debt to income ratio up to 70%, and this is achieved. And you can see here the minimum credit score is at least a 620. All right, now their loans go up to $50,000 as well. Now they are not in all 50 states. All right, so just keep that in mind. But at the same time, because they have a high debt to income ratio, you have a higher chance of being approved with them than you would with your traditional bank or credit union. I hope that this video helps you. If you have questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.